What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so much for tuning in. It's me, Mikey Pipes, and I am about to show you step by step how to scrub, clean a carbonized boiler that's all sooted up. Step by step, every step along the way, plus finishing up with a combustion analysis and all the little things that we do, how we can make the trades great again. You're not going to want to miss this. Smash that thumbs up button in advance, because this is going to be one epic service call. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm about to go on this job that we probably see about 6 or 7 times a year. I got a fully carbonized boiler. It's all sooted up. We got flame rollout. The rollout switches have been tripped. And the best part is it all could have been prevented if the homeowner called a qualified and licensed HVAC professional instead of trying to change the pilot burner on his own. Check this out, guys. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got a U.S. boiler, Burnham SIN 5, 140,000 BTU gas-fired steam boiler with a manufacturer date of December 2007. I was at this job yesterday, late afternoon, no heat. Found that the rollout switch was all burnt up. Tons of carbon. It's like black little cotton balls scattered throughout the whole base of the boiler, underneath the main burners, inside the combustion chamber, all sooted up. And essentially we have a carbonized boiler. And what that is, to put things into layman's terms, you take a match and you put a piece of metal on top of it. You know how the blackness forms, soot forms on that piece of metal? It's like in a campfire, you know, you got your skillet into the fire and you get that black carbon or soot forming on it. Well, when you have incomplete combustion, you're going to get not only carbon monoxide, but you're going to get the possibility of carbon or soot forming on metal surfaces. In this particular case, you have all this soot building up on the bottom of the heat exchanger, and that's not good, because the heat and the flame is not going to be able to go up through the bottom of the cast iron block, up through the sections, heating the water. Instead, that carbon is going to be there and you're going to have flame rolling out. And hence, you have these safety switches like a flame rollout switch. And you can see burn mark there and another one over there. But when you have flame rollout, no bueno. And the only way to get rid of that is to scrub the boiler. And that's what we're going to do here today. But, word of advice, if you got a steam heating system, which is indicated by having a sight glass like this on the side of your boiler, before you get into taking the thing apart and cleaning it, fill up the boiler to the top of the sight glass, then count to about 15 or 20. And that's going to allow the whole entire cast iron block, or the chest, the cavity of those sections, to be completely filled with water, as well as some of the piping up here as well. And if you ever have any water dripping at the base of the boiler or inside the combustion chamber, you got a compromised heat exchanger, and you really need to replace the boiler at that point. Forget about scrubbing it, forget about cleaning the boiler, forget about taking it apart. You're gonna have to replace the boiler. We already filled up the boiler with water, no water leaking out of the heat exchanger, so we're gonna take this bad boy apart right now. Let's go. All right. Now, it's quite a messy job. So I got a Diack suit that I'm going to put on so I don't make a mess of myself. This zipper never wants to really cooperate, I swear. There we go. Now I'm going to put on some booties. Still fit into an XL. Look at that. Tied that 400 suit, by the way. Let's get the show on the road. Let's get that money. All right, I got the power off at the top of the stairs. That's the emergency switch. And I got the power off here at the boiler, and that's called a service switch. Now I'm gonna start by taking out just one component to start, which is the pressure troll. I'm gonna remove that. Hate these stupid clamps. There we go. Now I'm removing this because the boiler has not been serviced in forever. That's according to the homeowner. So I'm going to take out the pressure troll. We're going to make sure the pigtail is clear. I'm going to put this off to the side and keep that away. Next, I'm going to disconnect the flue piping. Looks like we have a 1/4 inch screw there holding everything in. So let me get a 1/4 inch driver on my impact drill and disconnect the flue. And one of the things you're going to notice when you start taking the screws out, they all got like that black film on them. That's the carbon built up on the inside of the flue. So after we do a full cleaning of this system, we are going to recommend that they get their chimney cleaned. It's a Phillips screw, so let me switch that and then we'll pull this whole thing out. I already disconnected the control wiring going to the vent damper. Damn, it's stuck on there, huh? She's still stuck on there. No screws. All right, the flue is off. All because of a missing orifice. Wow. Jeez. I'm looking for any damage, corrosion. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections here. Okay. I'm now going to remove the top covers with a Phillip bit. Take the top covers off. Save the screws. Okay, let's put that off to the side. Now we have the internal draft hood. We're gonna get our socket set and loosen up those 4 bolts, and that's gonna expose the top of the heat exchanger. I'm gonna use a 1/2 inch socket on an extension bit, and we're gonna take out these. Now, keep in mind that it will want to drop down, so you need to use 2 hands, one to hold underneath so the screw doesn't fall down, and also just so it doesn't spin around like crazy. So let's get these out. Let's see if I can get this in there and show you. So that's what I'm talking about. All right, those 2 are difficult to get out. So I'm gonna carefully remove the internal draft diverter hood. Sorry, not a draft diverter, the internal draft hood. Oh man, it's crazy. I can feel like the thickness of the soot. Oh, you know what? I did forget to remove our spill switch wire. Let's put this off to the side and get that out. I don't want to lose those screws. Okay. And there's that one. Okay. We're going to replace this with furnace cement. Okay. That's pretty intense. All right, now that the top is out, before we start scrubbing, we need to remove the burners from the combustion chamber and the gas manifold. I'm using a 3/8 and 5/16. 5/16? No, 7/16. 3/8 and 7/16 box wrench. I'll put a link in the description box down below. If you guys work with pilot tubing, this size, the 7/16 is always the size of the nut and the ferrule, and the 3/8 is always the size of the thermocouple. Link in the description box down below. You can buy it on Amazon. I would appreciate it if you use my link on anything you buy on Amazon to support the channel. I get a small commission when you buy something on Amazon. And you know what? A couple $100 a month in commission from Amazon really adds up, and it helps pay the bills. So I appreciate it, guys. I'm going to show you what we do with these later. We're going to lubricate them, scrub them down, clean them. So about 2 months ago, the homeowner was unable to light the pilot because they have no heat, and they went to a local plumbing supply house. They sold them a new standing pilot burner, not this one, right? And the orifice for the pilot burner was never installed. So all of this and that caused by no orifice. So you had a giant flame, like a flamethrower, instead of a small little blue flame like you see like in the bottom of your water heater. By the way, that drip leg is not the code. It needs to be max of 6 inches off the floor, minimum of 1 pipe diameter off the floor. Let's put this off to the side with the rest of the burners, set up our soot vac, and get scrubbing. All right, I'm gonna primarily focus on 2 brushes. I'm not worried about any kind of corrosion inside the boiler. So I have a smaller diameter brush, a thicker one. We'll start with the smaller one. I'm gonna go straight in, down on an angle, and you'll see what we take out of this disgusting boiler. Here we go. Now I'm gonna keep this up here for right now. I'm gonna get a nice view down there when I start scrubbing. So take a look at this, guys. Try to get you a nice, good view. Here we go. That's just a quarter of one section with the small brush. Crazy. All right, I just finished the first pass on the first area between the two sections. Let me show you. Now keep in mind, this is the first pass on the first passageway. I still have 1, 2, 3 more to go, but let me show you what we've taken out of just one passageway. You guys are gonna be shocked. Look at that. Look at that. And just to show you how crazy this is, look. That's just one passageway. Insane. And that's just the first pass. We're gonna do this 3 times until no other carbon or soot comes out of the bottom of this boiler. So that's the first passageway. Let's do the others. All right, I am just finishing up the first pass. I'm at the last passageway between the sections, and you notice I went from front of the boiler on an angle and also from the back of the boiler on an angle closer to the front. So it's hard to see in there. Let's see if I can show you. Significantly clean, but what's shocking is going to be mind-blowing for you. That is mountainous. That is mountainous. And that's just one of 3 passes. Let's take a look. Let me get in here. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. That is mountainous. You can see how high the carbon here is based on the height or the diameter of my soot rack. This is insane. And this is just 2 months of operation with no pilot orifice. All right. That concludes pass 1. Let's work on pass number 2. All right, I am finishing up pass number 3. Got a couple more rows to clean out right here. Sorry, this is pass number 2. Just finishing up pass number 2. Let's see what we got going on down here. All right, so significantly less, but nonetheless, we are still dealing with trying to stretch in here. So it is significantly less. Let's take a inside view at the bottom of the heat exchanger. You guys will see before I can. Alright, so it looks like we're going to scrub the bottom of the heat exchanger a little bit, and then we're going to do pass number 3. Alright, I just finished pass number 3. I think we got a significant amount because I was, I guess, not catching the front front row. And yeah, sure enough, wow. Yeah. Didn't catch that front row on the 2 other passes, so let's go over pass number 4. All right, I just finished up pass number 4. All right, much better. Let's vacuum this out. And then do number 5. All right, pass number 5. Just a little bit in that corner there. Excellent. All right, now that my heat exchanger is clean, it's time to reassemble the boiler. I got some furnace cement. It's quite cold outside, so it's been sitting inside since I got here for about an hour and 45 minutes already. No, 2 hours now. So even though there's no heat in the house, it's still like 65, 60 degrees in this basement. Better than being in the truck and being frozen at 30. We're going to apply some furnace cement around the perimeter here, and I'm going to place the internal draft hood back in. Now I did vacuum it up and brush it clean as best I could, so I'm not going to be putting anything back dirty. That is a little bit more of a challenge, but we'll get to that bridge when we get to it. Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, I mean. All right. Let's go. All right, so wearing some gloves, I applied the high temperature furnace cement around the perimeter of the draft hood here. And let me set those 2 bolts on this hard side. Well, difficult to access side, and set this internal draft hood. Okay. It looks like we are centered. So before I lose these bolts, let's get the washers on there and the little nuts. You can also remove the side panel here to make access easier. That's dripping. Yeah, we're gonna need to replace that. Play games with me. Just go on there and cooperate. There we go. See? You're cooperating. I'm not the feds. Don't worry. Don't be scared of me. Okay. Now we'll get the other side. Excellent. Wow. Not too shabby, huh? Not too shabby. And I guess I could clean this up a little bit. I should get another glove. You know, this stuff never comes off your hands easy. All right. I'm going to show you guys a little trick with burner tubes. Use a wire brush and WD-40. Watch this. Okay. We're going to go with the slats and then give it a coating with the WD-40 and then give it a nice gentle wipe. See? Easy peasy. Now, in case you're wondering why they're already wet or the appearance of wet, that's because I already cleaned them all and I forgot to film, so here I am doing it again for you. See how I love you guys? Make sure you smash that thumbs up button. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe. If you appreciate content like this, it's the best way you can support the channel. All right, all of the burners are back in place. I got this cool little lighter. I got it on Amazon. It's USB and it lights, pilots. It's pretty cool. It even cut paper too. It's pretty neat. Let's light the pilot and get the show on the road. We're gonna make sure that our gas valve control is on pilot and I can depress it without force. And then I'm gonna take my light and light that pilot. Okay, there's our pilot. She's lit. Hold that down for about 45 to 60 seconds. The plunger and the gas valve. When I let that go, it should stay lit. Okay. Sometimes you don't even need 45 or 60 seconds. Sometimes it takes about 15, 20. Sometimes it takes 2 minutes. But nonetheless, if you can't relight it, chances are the thermocouple is bad. You can test that. Make sure you get proper millivolts coming out of it. It should be in the high teens. All right, let's check our pigtail, make sure that's clean. Let's drain the rest of the boiler and change that 3/4 inch boiler drain that's dripping. I'm not gonna drain the boiler. I'm just gonna have a new valve ready. Okay. What, do you think I was gonna do it the hard way? Come on, use your head or your feet. Focus on what works. I got a new Webstone. No, a new Watts. 3/4 inch, full port, boiler drain. Let's get that on there. How far do you think the water's gonna shoot? Wow, totally missed the bucket. Totally missed the bucket, can't believe it. Beautiful. All right, my boiler drain is in position. It's a little vercocked. My boiler drain's in position. I got my Testo combustion analyzer plugged in. Had a low battery, so now she's charging. We're gonna fire this up once we check the pigtail out. Make sure that's clean, so let's just quickly check this. I always do it the wrong way. You guys have that same problem too? Guaranteed it's clogged. Guaranteed. This is a black steel pigtail. She's definitely clogged. And may even be, oh, okay. See if we can blow through it. I'm gonna huff and puff. I'm gonna blow this house down. Damn, she's clear. I did not expect that. Damn. All right, let's clean the threads off and then apply some new Teflon tape. And then reinstall the pigtail and hook back up the pressure troll. All right, pressure troll's reinstalled. Our differential set to 1 and our pressure is set to 0.5. Wow, you never see that. Cut in plus differential equals cut out. It says it right there, actually. Cut out equals cut in plus differential. Let's fire up. Now, the entire time I'm working down here, I am using a personal carbon monoxide monitor, keeping us safe. We got to be safe, ladies and gentlemen. We got to go home to our families and our loved ones every day. So, plus, the boiler was off overnight, so I didn't anticipate anything being in the air anyway. But carry a carbon monoxide monitor detector in your tool bag or in your pocket. You'll be thankful one day. Been there, done that. All right, let me show you where this probe is going to go. We need to be inside the top of the boiler, okay? Before it starts getting diluted with air. All right, boiler's off. We have a little bit of heat coming from that pilot burner. 77, 78 degrees. Probably going to be closer to 85 or 90 by the time that's done settling. But look at that already. We have 1 part per million of carbon monoxide. 2. Fascinating. 85 degrees inside the top of that boiler. That is fascinating. With 3 parts per million, just with the pilot burning. Incredible. You ready, ladies and gentlemen? When we turn on the power, the line voltage is going to be feeding this 24 volt transformer. Now, a couple things are going to happen. If the thermostat is not calling, the thermostat relay, which is sitting right here, is not going to do anything. If the thermostat is calling and our safety circuit is good, we are going to hear a click. Hear that click? That was the thermostat relay because we have an active call for heating. Now, once that thermostat relay is calling, we're going to have power to our safety circuit. And the safety circuit is a series. Okay, if one goes out, they all go out. So we're getting power across our pressure troll. So power goes in as long as the limit is closed. Continuity or power will pass through it. Then it'll go to the next safety, which is the low water cutoff. Could be low water cutoff, but there's multiple safeties here. We have a pressure troll to regulate pressure. We have a low water cutoff, which will prevent burner operation if there is insufficient water. We have a automatic vent damper that has an end switch that will close the circuit if the damper is open. We have a spill switch right there that as long as it's not out on safety, the circuit is closed. We also have a rollout switch right there. For testing purposes, I'm leaving it there for now. And as long as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 safeties are all closed, we will get power to our gas valve. So let's turn our gas valve from pilot to on. Look at that, 103 degrees with nothing on. It's crazy. Ready? Okay, thermostat relay is energized. Our low water cutoff is doing its cycling on procedure. Automatic vent damper, if it was open, it's going to close. Damper is closed. Once the low water cutoff finishes its startup process, that light will turn off. The damper will open. The end switch will close, and we'll get power to the gas valve. And we got ignition. And now we check our combustion results after about 10-15 minutes. Ain't that crazy? 103 degrees, 104 degrees of stack temperature with just the standing pilot lit with 2 parts per million of carbon monoxide. Amazing, amazing. And it goes to show if you ain't testing, you're guessing. And if you're not carrying a personal carbon monoxide monitor with you when you're working on the job site, you're putting your life and you're putting your customers' lives at risk. You can pick up something like this Top Tits CT500 personal carbon monoxide monitor for under $40 on Amazon. protect yourself, protect your clients, get the job done safely, and get to go home every day to your family without having to worry about carbon monoxide poisoning, or even worse, carbon monoxide death. All right, while the boiler is heating up and we're taking a combustion analysis, it's a good time to put some valve tags on, in this case, the 5 most important valves in this home. We have the gas for the boiler, the boiler water supply, we have the water heater water supply, the main water valve, and the gas for the water heater. So I got these valve tags. I get them from Footbridge Media Printing. Literally, I think 1,000 or 2,000 of them is like a couple $100. Yes, you can get yours from, let me show you. You can get yours from Frank Blau, which is now Shuby, and you can pay $1 each, if not more, probably more now. $1 last time I checked. And the only thing difference is it's a hard plastic. This is also a plastic. It's not going to tear. It doesn't tear. It's not paper. It's a laminated type of thin plastic, but it doesn't tear. But you can get a couple thousand of these for a couple $100. So let's take a valve tag, put that on the gas for the water heater. Uncut, unedited raw. The gas for the boiler. Our boiler water supply, our water heater supply valve, and of course the main water valve. And what's great is it's got my phone number and website right on it. Branding, baby, branding. I can't tell you how many jobs, how many new clients I got because they saw the valve tag in their home. All right, we are at a stack temperature of 410 degrees, an O2 reading of 9, 22 parts per million of carbon dioxide, a gross efficiency of 80.9, and CO2 of 6.67. All those numbers are perfect. So now that I know that's okay, I'm not going to check the gas pressure on the gas valve. My numbers are fine. No need to check that. I have good flame. I'm going to replace that rollout switch. I'm going to kill the power, change the rollout switch. Let me pause that and make sure that we don't have any kind of heat or flame rollout with the new rollout switch in place. And then we'll fire up again, let it run for 15-20 minutes, and then check for draft. My new thermo disc, also known as a flame rollout switch, is in place. Let's reconnect. And let's fire up. Beautiful. It's safe to say that you got flame right there. Thank God you got one of these, right? Now, it doesn't help that there's flame there, but I'm quite confident this boiler's clean. All right, now remember, ladies and gentlemen, when we apply power, transformer is getting 110 volts. It's going to transform that power to 24 volts, powering the boiler circuit and the safety circuit. It's going to send constant power to the low water cutoff, constant power to the automatic vent damper. The safety circuit is the pressure control, the probe, or the sensing of water on the low water cutoff, our spill switch, our vent damper end switch, and our rollout switch. Thermostat still calling, ready for that click. There's that click. Now, when you work on these Burnham Independence boilers, you see that brown thing with the red coil, shiny coil? That's the thermostat relay. This is the harness. I'm going to take a zip tie and we're going to secure this because that clicking on, off, on, off, on, off eventually separates the harness from the relay, and then you get a no heat call. It's a nuisance call, but the new Burnham boilers come with the zip tie now. It's crazy. Okay. That ain't going anywhere anymore. And don't be a pig. Cut off the excess on the zip tie. Makes it more professional job. All right, I like those numbers. Let's clipboard these results. That O2 is a little high, but let's pull out our test probe and let's escape. We're gonna go to draft measurement. It's gonna zero out for 11 seconds. Your combustion analyzer may be different, but my Testo 320 zeroes out for 11 seconds. Make sure the probe is not in there. Now, I am gonna test for draft at the same exact location where we did our combustion flue gas analysis. There are some going to say, Mikey Pipes, that's the wrong location. What I'm about to do is how I was instructed about 20 years ago. And to show you that there's no difference, I'm also going to test draft there, okay, in a hole I just drilled. Okay, check this out. Probe is in. We're going to let that get to the temperature or near to the temperature where it was before, which was roughly 400 degrees of stack. We have negative pressure of 4 thousandths, negative 4 thousandths position. Okay? Keep in mind, keep that in your mind, okay? Once we get to around 400 degrees, we're going to clipboard this, and I'm going to take a test result right there. And then you're going to see that Mikey Pipes, you're right. Or this could be that once in a blue moon where it's different. We shall see. I need a haircut. Okay. Let's get our printer out. Let's print those results. I didn't hit clipboard. I wonder if it's going to print what it's reading on draft. Let's clipboard that anyway. It did actually. 404.8 degrees Fahrenheit stack temperature with negative 28 thousandths on the negative draft. Okay. So now we're going to pull that out. Okay. We're going to let that go back to something different. And now we're going to take this probe and insert that in the center of that flue. I'm going to let that sit for a minute. And the stack temperature is obviously going to be different. But let's see what the O2, the negative pressure is in inches of water column. Now, I got a feeling it's going to be different because it's already negative 64 thousandths, 68 thousandths. But we need negative pressure. And if we have a negative pressure at the top of the boiler, that diverter is only going to take the air that's here and send that up. Okay? There's a reason why there's a spill switch there. Because you'll know if you have exhaust gases spilling out of that, or your stack, your flue is clogged. So, taking a look at our numbers, we are negative 72 thousandths, 64 thousandths, 56 thousandths, 52 thousandths, with a stack temperature significantly less, because we're diluting our exhaust gases with the available air that's here in the basement. Learn something new every day. All right, time to clean up. I got my printout of the combustion test results right in the front cover of the boiler. I got my sticker there. I get these stickers, link in the description box down below, from AA Designs. Believe it or not, like 1,000 of these is like $200. They'll even design you a QR code. Your client, your homeowner, your consumer scans this in with their smartphone, brings you right to your landing page. If you don't already have one, you should check out House Call Pro. There's, if you guys are still working with paper, pen, and invoices and trying to get paid in 90, 60 a year from now, Get with the times. This is 2025. You need to have a paperless dispatching, invoicing, and payment receiving app where you get paid the next day in your bank account, easy peasy. So when my customers scan in that QR code, it brings you right to my landing page on House Call Pro. You book an appointment, schedule the type of service that you need, know the rates, and get it done. Save time, book online at pipedoc.net. All right, everything is clean. Everything is documented. Got all the debris off the jacket of the boiler. Come on, we're professionals. Look how nice and clean that is. Even the piping is nice and clean. We're going to fill up the boiler. We're going to test the low water cutoff, make sure that's fully operational. I've updated my service ticket. I was here yesterday, carbonized boiler due to lack of pilot burner orifice. Today, the 5th of February, scrub the boiler, replace rollout and pilot burner, CO analysis, okay. Suggested to clean chimney, and there's all of our readouts in case that disappears. And we'll fill this in on subsequent service calls. Valve tags in the boiler water supply, gas for the boiler, gas for the water heater supply, main water valve. Water meters at the curb, in a curb box. Expansion tank installed improperly, but not here for that, not here for this, here for that. Maybe blame this guy who's a steam fitter, local steam fitter, 638, shopping at Home Depot. You get that Home Depot plastic drain valve. Nicey nice. This is a beautiful job. Wait for that light to come on. Let's kill that light. We want that red light to come on, the low water cutoff. That water's looking like mud. If you guys are in the trades, plumber, HVAC guy, you service this equipment, remind your homeowners, there's my red light, perfect. Remind your homeowners that clean water will boil at 212 degrees. Do you think dirty water will boil at 212 degrees? Sure won't. You're gonna spend a lot more money to create steam with dirty water than with clean water. I'm gonna kill power. I wanna drain this completely. I wanna flush out the bottom of this boiler with all that muck and all that sludge, which is just not really good for this system. Let's drain this out. We're gonna refill with some hot water from the water heater. Perfect, if it was cold water, would be cautious in doing so. We don't wanna crack or shock the boiler with that thermal temperature difference. All right, we're gonna clean this out a few times, so still got some time here. We're good. All right, refilling the boiler. Damn. That is filthy. That is filthy, but looks like we're pretty clear now. Coming out of our drain. That's gonna turn cold. That's just nasty. Let's give that a little extra wiggle those around. Let's drain this boiler down. Refill it a couple more times just to try to get rid of all that muck from the bottom of the boiler. This is bucket number 5. That's nasty. All right, while I'm dumping buckets and trying to get this boiler as clean as possible, I'm typing up the invoice in House Call Pro. Let me show you how I type up my invoices. It's all about being able to fully document the work that was transpired. That way, someone who's not a party to the service call can understand what transpired. That's the best way you can cover your ass, your company's ass, and protect your customer. Here we go. On yesterday's no heat service call, verified and confirmed and documented a carbonized boiler, likely entirely due to lack of pilot burner orifice and pilot burner assembly.
Also found flame rollout safety device burnt out on safety. During same service call, replaced pilot burner and flame rollout switch. Continued testing, saw visible flame rollout and excessive heat leaving combustion chamber due to carbonized heat exchanger. Yeah, the commas aren't where they should be. Today's service call. Arrived at location and removed flue piping and boiler covers to access top of heat exchanger, pulled burners, scrubbed multiple times, passageways between each cast iron section of excessive carbon soot. Repeated this process until no more carbon fell to bottom of combustion chamber, reassembled with high temperature furnace cement, performed combustion and draft analysis, results typical, print out affixed to front cover of boiler, check pressure trough and pigtail, drained the boiler to test low water cutoff, removed excessive sludge and sediment from the bottom of boiler, repeated process until water is partially clean, which it almost is. Advised homeowner to have chimney company clean chimney. Also, it reminded homeowner that boiler needs to be drained once a month to test low water cutoff and keep water clean. We're getting bombarded with text messages in our Mikey Pipes official WhatsApp group chat. Man, it's just all of us, 250 of us chatting all day long.
If you're in the trades or a DIY guy and you want to join the Mikey Pipes official WhatsApp group chat, scan that QR code and join. Remember though, we don't tolerate BS, so we're going to keep it real, we're going to learn from one another, and together we're going to make the trades great again.
All right, that water is fairly clean. Let's fill her back up, halfway up. Yeah, we got that percolating sound coming from this almost 10-year-old natural gas-fired water heater, 38,000 BTUs, which is 50 gallons. I don't know why it's not 40,000, but that's a Home Depot difference for you. Let's close that valve. Let's get this thing filled up about halfway, 5/8 or 3/4 full. We could be here for hours trying to drain and flush out this bottom of the boiler, but still better than what was before. And we're gonna make sure this is clear too. I know we checked the pigtail before, but let me show you how we're gonna do this. We're gonna fill this up to the top of the sight glass. Why there's a blow off thing here, I don't know, but whatever. We're gonna fill this up to the top of the sight glass. And as long as this is clear, we'll get some water out of there. And nope. Well, look at that. Good thing I checked that. There's nothing coming out of there. That nipple's clogged. I got plenty of water up there. All right, let's get creative. I got my hose hooked up to my plastic drain valve on my water heater, which is domestic pressure. We're gonna try to flush this through. I'm gonna try to hold it there and we'll see how this works out for me, but hopefully it'll make a big mess. And like always, I'm gonna show you what I'm doing. And of course that didn't work. Let's try that again. Nope, that did not work. Well, plan B. Let's see, I gotta take the handle off. And hopefully not make a mess. Damn. Is it just the valve that's clogged? Wow. I can't see nothing through this. Wow. Oh, look at that shit. Now it's clear. See? See the light? Which means, oh yeah, there's a lot of cocky out there. All right. Well, I've been draining this boiler several times, so. Damn. All right, well, this explains why they're having high pressure issues here. Let me be careful here. We don't want to get that wet. All right, last but not least, we got to use our thermal imaging camera. Make sure that everything heats up the way it's supposed to. Take a look at our flue. Our steam header leaving the top of the boiler. 217, 220 degrees. It turns, hits our steam main, continues to our equalizer. And there's our return condensate already hotter. Now, interesting, nothing here is insulated other than that steam main there and those lines going to each individual radiator wrapped with the AeroSeal asbestos pipe insulation. But guys, if you're working on steam systems or any hot water heating system, it's to everyone's benefit to insulate the piping, and especially the condensate return. Insulate that as well. And that one is an underground return. Look at that, it goes underground. So that could be a possible point of water loss, and that could be explaining why the homeowner is adding water to the boiler every 3 days. But our job is complete. We've been here since 7:40 in the morning. It is now 11:15. We'll probably be out of here by 11:30. So solid morning, but we did rejuvenate this boiler with the exception of replacing the pressure gauge. I don't have one in the truck, but other than that, we are good to go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is 11:45 here. Another satisfied homeowner client. Happy. This guy's ecstatic. 2 other plumbing contractors that I'm not going to name, I know of them, told him he needs to replace the boiler. And the only reason that would be true is if the boiler heat exchanger was compromised, it has a crack, hole above the water line, or leaking water from a damaged heat exchanger. And would you look at that? Even earned myself a little tippage. Deep, deep. If you're in the Long Island, New York City metropolitan area and you're tired of getting bamboozled by your HVAC contractor, my company, Pipe Doctor Home Services, would love to help you. We can be reached at 516-348-6300. We're based in Woodmere, New York at 1010 Central Avenue. We have a beautiful state-of-the-art facility with live fire boilers that you could see in person before you make a purchase for your home. Thanks again for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Be well, God bless, stay safe. $54 of 100. $55 of 100. $56 of 100. And $57 of 100. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's me, Mikey Pipes. All right, Roy Veto Cruz of Sanity, California. Thank you so much for your kind transfer of funds from one person to another. You got number
52 of 100. Keith Fox of Orland Park, Illinois, thank you so much. Mike Mize, M-I-E-S, in Buffalo, Minnesota, thank you so much. And Jeff Robinson of Trumbull, Connecticut, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure some of these gifts were sent by your wife or your sister. It's all good. We don't have that many remaining, ladies and gentlemen. If you want a limited edition, custom commissioned Mikey Pipe Doctor, Make the Trades Great Again poster, 1 of 100. All the information you need is down below. It's $35. You cannot buy it online. You can only get it directly from me, Mikey Pipes. Now, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that once we're out of posters, there's only several outstanding that remain. Now, let me tell you what I'm talking about. I have one poster at my house. I have 4 posters being specially framed. We're gonna have a crazy giveaway once 95 are gone. 1 we're going to give up for auction, and all proceeds of that auction are going to be given to charity, and that is going to be number 69. Nah, it'll be number 95. Number 95 is going to be auctioned off. However, I can tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, that if you make a $35 payment by Zelle, Venmo, CashApp, PayPal, or you send me a check in the mail for $35, I will send you, get in there. I will send you an autographed, limited edition poster that's numbered. You gotta put a business card in there too. You're gonna know where this came from. But keep in mind, if you guys like number 69, I am gonna be delivering and mailing out number 69 probably within the next day or 2. So make sure you don't miss out. If you like to get number 69, lucky number 69, you're gonna have to move quick. Okay? Everyone is getting stickers, a Mikey Pipes Pipe Doctor pen, and it all gets personally packaged by me inside these shipping tubes that I have. It protects the poster, and I print the label on it, and I bring it to the post office the same day. You're also going to get a special shout out on the YouTube channel. Just like I thanked Keith, Jeff, Eric, Daniel Rodrigo in Australia. It's crazy, Australia. He paid a little extra for shipping. It cost almost $30 to ship that bad boy in a tube. Mike Mize. And keep in mind, I've been packaging these things up for the past week and a half. So we have definitely moved a lot of product. And last one is Roy Veto Cruz. It's all going out today. All right, so make sure that if you do decide to send $35, remember that 10% is going to be donated to the Mikey Pipes Philanthropy Charitable Organization. And you're going to get a special shout out from me. Mwah, Mikey Pipes.